Shem Hashem Naaseh V'Nasliach. It's Parshas Noah, and I found some very interesting insights from the Hachaim, and we'll go. So it says, after the ark is landed, and Hashem tells Noah and his family to come out, Noah builds an altar and brings each of the kosher animals to do a korban. And it says that when Hashem was smelling the reach nichoach, he thought to himself, I'm not gonna curse the earth because of man anymore. I'm not gonna bring a flood. And he says, because ki yetzer lev ha'adam ra minurav v'lo osif od lehakot et kol chai kasher asiti. Because man's heart is evil from his youth, nor will I continue further to smite every living being as I have done. So Or HaChaim explains that the meaning of this, that the man's heart is evil from his youth, we can learn from Bava Kama 39a. It says that if an ox of the arena gored a person and killed him, he's not liable to death. Mm-hmm. So this is like in Spain where they have the matador in the arena, and if the matador were to lose the fight, the bull would kill him. According to halacha, the bull should not be killed because it's trained to do that. That's its job. It's trained to gore. So too, a person from his youth, he has the power. He has a yetzer hara, but he has the power of judgment to reject evil and choose good. So the evil inclination is present in him, and it's so from the time that he's born, that he comes out of his mother's womb. And when he grows up, this evil is already embedded in his nature, and it's just like this ox that gores. It's taught this. That's our body's taught this. So we could say from this that a person is not he's not punished or sentenced to destruction for his sins, because he has a yetzer hara. But a person instead, he's punished for disobeying the voice of God. And that's really what differentiates a man from a person, is that he has the ability to reject evil when he recognizes it and choose good instead. So our verse, the argument of he's evil from his youth, it's only effective to ensure that Hashem will not become too enraged with the sinner. For it would seem logical to say that the sinner, having disobeyed the sacred word of Hashem, has gone so far beyond the pale that he cannot possibly be forgiven. Our verse tells us that, in fact, Hashem's anger is tempered because the sinner has a reason for his wicked behavior, namely that he was trained from his youth to pursue sin and not righteousness. So I want to compare that to Chava in Gan Eden, when the Nachash was convincing her to eat. So, it's interesting. There was no yetzer hara on the inside yet. The Nachash was the yetzer hara, and he was on the outside. But how did the Nachash convince Chava to eat from the tree after she had already taken an oath not to eat from it? So, the Or HaChaim explains, Chava, who had not taken a valid oath to obey Hashem's word, realized that she had no obligation to refrain from eating from the Eitz Hadas. For although she had accepted his command upon herself, and the rule is that a verbal commitment to God, the Most High, has the status of a vow, even if one does not use an explicit term of a vow or oath, nevertheless, she viewed her commitment as non-binding, since she accepted it in error, as she was unaware of the tree's exceptional qualities. So we see in Masechet Nedarim, in the Mishnah of chapter 9, on Nedarim 66a, it says that if someone said, wine shall be konam, and that I shall not taste it, for wine is bad for the stomach, and people say to him, no, aged wine, it's good for the stomach, then this person, he becomes permitted in the aged wine, and even in non-aged wine. So all wine becomes permitted for him. So that's precisely what happened to Chava. She accepted the matter not to eat from the tree, but she didn't know that the tree was good. That when she saw it, it looked good, and the Nachash even got her to eat from the bark, and she said, "Oh, the bark tastes good, and it looks good, it tastes good. Like, had I known this, maybe I wouldn't have accepted this vow not to eat." So, so too, just comparing back to Noah, so, but after we ate from the tree, the Yetzer Hara went inside of us, and there's times, even if Hashem tells us not to do something, but the Yetzer Hara makes it look, look, it's good, it might be good for you. Maybe Hashem was trying to withhold from you because he didn't want you to have these powers or to have of the good of it. So, I was trying to understand and we say that there's these Sheva Mitzvot Bnei Noah, but nowhere in the parasha does it list them. You think, like if it's, Hashem wants us to take upon us all of humanity, these mitzvahs, why isn't it even written in the Torah? We only find it in the oral tradition. It's, in Masechet Sanhedrin, it's Tanu Rabbanan, the rabbis brought it in a brisa. Sheva Mitzvot Bnei Noah. 7 commandments were given to Noahites. Dinin ubirkat Hashem. Civil law, which is the mitzvah to make courts and judges and policemen to enforce the law. Birkat Hashem is, they say bless the name, but it's really like the opposite. It's not to make a chil Hashem and to curse Hashem.
Not to mention Hashem's name in vain.
Okay. Avodah Zara, Gilui Arayos, V'shifchus Damim, idolatry, sexual transgressions, and murder. V'gazel v'ever minachai, theft and eating the limb torn from a live animal. So how do the Goyim know this? It's not even, they have their own Bibles. It's not written anywhere. How are they supposed to know? But it must be that they do know inside. They say, people might say, the 10 Commandments, it's obvious. Don't steal, don't murder. Like, we don't need Hashem to tell us for it. We know. Okay, so you know. So then the Sheva Mitzvot Bnei Noah, a lot of them are, people just know. And if they're about to steal, their heart might kind of tell them, maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe it's not good. But ever minachai, that's not so obvious. I don't know. You see the animals, they do it. They eat each other alive. So maybe it's not so obvious. I don't know. But, if it's brought down in the oral tradition, and the Jews are or Goyim, maybe it's our job to teach them these mitzvahs. And Hashem, taught us at Har Sinai, the 10 Commandments, and a lot of these are within that. And if we're or Goyim, maybe it's our job to illuminate and to bring this to light. So I was learning with someone, and they mentioned the keshet. That's the bris. So maybe Hashem, he doesn't say explicitly these mitzvahs, but the keshet, it has 7 colors. So maybe each of these colors represents each of these mitzvahs. And it's our job as the Jews who really, we have the white light, the pure light, which when you put it through a prism, it splits into the 7 colors. I think, so Adam Rishon, he represents, the original white light. And it seems like Avram Avinu, he took, after the Dor Flaga, there was so much confusion, and all the colors went their separate ways, and all the language was confused, and people did, what they did, but Avram brought it back into the white light, and so he had both. He gave the white light to Yitzchak Avinu, and he had his sons of Keturah, he sent them, and it seems like it's through Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. It's our job to help the Goyim to understand the rainbow itself and each of these laws, and where they, what they're responsible for. Even though a lot of it is common sense, they know it in their own heart, but because we have the Torah, the Ora Torah, the light of the Torah, it's our job to help the Goyim too. And that's what I got from all this. So.
Wow.
All right.